Well, at least 41 migrants are feared dead in a shipwreck last week in the central Mediterranean. 4 survivors who have just reached the Italian island of Lampedusa said that the boat capsized hours after departing from Tunisia, a hotspot in the migration crisis. Recounting the horror, the 4 people who survived the shipwreck told rescuers that they were on a boat carrying 45 people, including 3 children. The boat set off on August 3rd morning from Tunisia, but capsized and sank after a few hours. The survivors, including 3 men and women and a woman from the Ivory Coast and Guinea, were the ones who survived. They said they were rescued by a cargo ship and then transferred to an Italian Coast Guard vessel. More than 2,000 people have arrived on the Italian island in the last few days. They were rescued at sea by Italian patrol boats and NGO groups amid strong winds around the island. According to Italy's Interior Ministry, the country has seen around 93,000 migrant arrivals by sea so far this year, compared to 44,000 in the same period in 2022. And for more on this, we're now being joined by Giles Gibson from Rome, and just more details of what we found in the search and rescue operation so far.
Well, there is no search and rescue operation ongoing, and that's because of the delay, really, in getting the news from these survivors, because they say that they left the Tunisian coast in this boat, which was only, according to them, 7 meters long last Thursday, and that their boat ran into difficulties, and then they say that they ended up in the water when their boat capsized. And this extraordinary detail, they say that they somehow managed to find an abandoned vessel somewhere out at sea, that they clung to that vessel for around 4 days before they are eventually picked up by a cargo ship and then transferred to a vessel from the Italian Coast Guard, and that is how they ended up finally on the Italian island of Lampedusa. So just an extraordinary story coming out of the 4 survivors from this latest tragic incident in the Mediterranean Sea.
Right, Giles Gibson, thanks very much indeed for joining us with the very latest there.